We're in the back of my Range Rover today because Bitcoin has started to move up and this looks absolutely huge. I want to break down you what we are seeing right here on this chart because this is actually one of the best case scenarios that I outlined for you guys in my recent YouTube videos. Those of you who are subscribed will know all about this because Bitcoin ended up coming down, getting that what I would call kiss of life down here at the support level, old area of resistance. Take a look at these hits right here. Very, very useful area of resistance, flipping into support one time, two times, three, potentially even four right here, and then bam, we're lifting off. As far as good technical signs can go on this chart, this is a 10 out of 10. This is textbook perfection on this chart right here, and I'm going to show you what this might lead to right here. So here's the deal. When we get moves like this in this market and we start moving up after bouncing off old areas of resistance turning into support, that's giving us really, really strong signs of confidence. And I think that's what's been able to give Bitcoin this move to rise up a little bit higher. And the really good thing that's happened here is if you've been paying attention to my recent videos, you're going to know that I said if Bitcoin is able to get above $16,600, which is what it's done right now, it should be able to rise up very nicely right to the top of this range. We've already started to make progress towards that. We have a few of these kind of little price areas right here, like 16,900 that are holding us back a little bit right now, but for the most part we're in a really good position because we managed to clear a lot of this resistance, right? So the key thing that I want to focus your attention on right here is that if we take a look at, if I just get the rectangle tool right here and I draw a box, right? So we've got like this little area of resistance right here, which is where Bitcoin is finding a little bit of resistance in right now. But I think it's pretty clear and safe to say that we have cleared the bulk of this resistance, which we can see with this green box right here. And why am I saying this is the bulk of the resistance? Well, look at where the consolidation happened. If you compare the price action in this box to the price action in this box right here, you're going to notice that the only thing we really got here was a little bit of consolidation here between the 11th and 13th of November, and a few kind of rejections, but not a whole lot more beyond that. One little support hit right here. We compare it to this green box right here, and I'm going to tell you why this is important in just a minute, and you can see some really nice consistent support hits off this level. Again, more support right here, more support right here with this consolidation, and even a rejection. This level, ladies and gents, the simplest way to put this is that this level that stretches between 16,300 and 16,600 has more significant price history than this area here that stretches between 16.8 and 17.1. There's more significant price action here than there is over here, at least in my opinion. And so if we're able to just jump right past a range like this, which I would deem to be, dare I say, stronger resistance, well, this being comparatively weaker resistance just isn't such a big deal to me, right? If we can break a stronger area of resistance, I'm not too worried about what happens with a weaker area of resistance. So what I'm going to be looking at right now is what happens with this more kind of immediate price action. If we switch this onto the hourly time frame and take a closer look at what's been going on, Bitcoin came up here and has literally just been slowly trending down ever since. This looks like quite clear HFT, kind of high frequency trading manipulation type price action right here. So I don't want to read too much into it, although it is still good. And especially because of this kind of sideways thing that we've done right here, right? This is going to paint potentially a typical BART pattern where if I get the paintbrush tool and show you what this might look like, we just kind of do something a little bit like this. That's something which we've seen the price do all the time. And even though I want to be quite bullish in this market right now, that is definitely something that I think is worth paying attention to. But at the same time, I don't want to punish good progress, right? This is good progress. This is a very, very good sign, and I don't want to write this off entirely. It is worth noting, though, that we've already done exactly this. Take a look at this bit of price action right here. Very same thing that I just described has already happened in the market right here. And we've seen it, generally when the market loses liquidity, right? So this is an example of them, just people generally not being super interested in trading these markets. And if we take a look at, for example, the dollar index, we get some additional insights into this right now. If we bring up this chart right here, we have been trending up a little bit. And I think this is really, really important because, the dollar is open right now. People are trading it on this index right now. And it's just trending higher, which generally is going to be a bad thing for Bitcoin. But as we've seen, Bitcoin hasn't really seen much of a problem with that right now. If we go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500, we're also doing okay here, ladies and gents. We are seeing some pretty good signs of strength, in my opinion. The S&P 500, which, as you guys know, is one of the key indices that I'm watching to give myself an edge on this Bitcoin market, is showing me pretty clearly right now that we are bouncing off our support level that previously acted as resistance. Again, as far as the textbook perfect signs that we could be showing in this market, this is right up there. This is the best of the best that we could possibly see, that we could possibly be seeing right now, and I am absolutely loving what I'm seeing, because to see areas of resistance like this flip into support is absolutely phenomenal. And you guys know that the next target I've been looking at for the S&P 500 is around 4,100 points right here. And again, we bring this back to Bitcoin. What does that potentially mean for Bitcoin? Well, if the S&P 500 is going to be rallying up, you know, if the dollar has been moving up, which means that it's potentially now prepared and ready to continue its downtrend, right? Because I want you guys to keep in mind, let's just quickly go back to the dollar. The dollar has been in a downtrend for a good minute at the moment, right? If we zoom out a little bit, take a look at this on the 4-hour time frame, we have been seeing quite an aggressive downtrend for the dollar. If you've been subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're going to know that I was calling for this way up over here. I mean, literally months ago, I was calling for this when it didn't particularly look possible, and everybody and their nan was talking about the dollar hitting ridiculous numbers like 180 and 200 on this index, which obviously I still think is possible. But, you know, at the same time, I've been saying for a long time, things don't go up forever in a straight line, things don't go down in a straight line forever, right? So I think that now that we've formed a little bit of a reaction rally, like take a look at what happened last time. We formed a reaction rally right here for the dollar. I'm going to say something really, really big again right now, so smash up the likes if you're excited for this. You know, what I said previously with the dollar right here is that we had a formation of potentially lower highs. Take a look at this. Our lows, our highs getting lower. Bam, high right here at 114, next high at, this was at 114.8, next high at 114, the next high after that at 113.1, and the next high after that at 110.9. You know, and so we're potentially seeing something similar right now, where we might be punching in lower highs once again, getting ready for another waterfall sell-off. This is the best case scenario we can be seeing, because if the dollar has already been rallying up, well, you know, when you've pushed the green button enough times, you only have the red button left to press, right? So the best time to start getting bearish on any market is when it's been rising, not necessarily when it's dropping, especially when it's been rising within a downtrend. When we start to see rises like this within a downtrend, we start to put ourselves in a very, very powerful position to see the market rise up. And again, we bring this all back to Bitcoin now, because this is what's interesting for us in this market, and we do have a very, very nice setup. Yes, Bitcoin has been faltering a little bit. Yes, Bitcoin potentially only moved up here because of manipulation, but the price is the price. And if we're looking at a situation where we've cleared a lot of our resistance, where we've already tested the lows, not once, but twice, right? Very, very good tests of the lows. We potentially cleared it, grabbed whatever liquidity we needed to down here, and now getting ready to move up. That, to me, means that Bitcoin is in a very strong position. Speaking of strong positions, guys, let's take a look at what's going on with that Ichimoku cloud right here. We've got a beautiful setup with this Ichimoku cloud right here, where we are just trading right into it, almost as if it's not a problem at all. This Ichimoku cloud ended up beginning right down here at 16,200. We're now trading a whole $700 higher into this cloud, doing very, very well. Usually, if we're going to get a big rejection from this Ichimoku cloud, we would have gotten it by now. The other phenomenal news that I have for you guys is, if you look at this Ichimoku cloud right here, it is very clearly closing up. We are losing resistance in this range, which means that if we're able to hang around here for a little bit longer, I think that's going to potentially put Bitcoin in a very, very strong position. Take a look at it on this chart where I have even less drawings, and you're going to see what I mean very, very clearly. I mean, just remove this right here and remove this line right here, and take a look at this. I mean, we are making very, very good progress in this 4-hour Ichimoku cloud of resistance. The last time that we had a significant Ichimoku cloud would have been right around over here, and take a look at what happened, guys. We got very quick rejections right here. You know, when we're able to travel consistently deep into the cloud and then kind of stay there, that's our sign that we're going to get a potential breakout, right? We actually did that right here, but we didn't manage to get a breakout right here. And if we trace this back even further, like, look at this. I mean, generally, when we hit the cloud, we're getting rejected pretty quickly. There's a lot of rejections that happen in this range right here, and this is fairly recent. This is only June, July of this year. Look, bam, rejection, bam, rejection, 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 rejection. My God, absolutely heinous stuff right here. This is like the extremely hot girl in the party, just absolutely turning guys down left, right, and center. That's what this Ichimoku cloud is, and it is phenomenal. But she's interested today, ladies and gents. She's liking what Bitcoin's doing right here, and we might be getting some play. This is what I really, really like to see right now. And if we are able to get a little bit higher, that could end up pushing us right up above that $17,000 range. We want to get above 17.6, which is around over here. And again, the reason for that is, if we zoom out on this chart, we're going to see pretty clearly that 17.6 was our prior low in this market market right here. So if we are able to get above that, that's going to be a very, very significant sign in terms of recovering what's already been lost in this market. And again, we're not too far away from that, right? We're only about $700 away, which I don't know, in percentage terms is probably like 2-3%. It's really not that bad, maybe a little bit more than that. It's really not that bad. And I think that especially given that we have cleared a lot of this resistance, the key thing to keep in mind is that there isn't a lot of liquidity in this range. We've already covered that. And that's why we're getting this kind of, quite aggressive price action. But if there's not much liquidity, that means it's also not necessarily going to take very much for the market to push the price higher. And again, that is exactly what we like seeing. That applies in both directions, but the fact that we're showing some bullish signs right now, I think, is a very, very good sign. I want you guys to keep in mind all of the extremely bearish price predictions that you've been hearing on YouTube, across Twitter, and so on over these last days and weeks. This has not been the time to be bearish. If you started to get bearish when Bitcoin dropped below $20,000, that's probably because you're eating up a lot of the FUD in this space, the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt. But that's not what this YouTube channel is about, guys. We've been pretty vocal about this, how the market does look stronger than most people are expecting right now. And I think that we're seeing yet another beautiful sign of exactly that. So I'm loving what I'm seeing here. I think this is really, really good progress. I'm going to be watching to see if Bitcoin can get up to our resistance levels, which are going to be right here, at about 17.6. And if we manage to get above that, then the key level, the most important level in my opinion, is going to be 18.5. If we're able to get above that, that would be the best sign that they were back in the game. And the reason for that is if we look at this on the 4-hour time frame right here, this 18.5k level was the floor for the market for a very, very long time, right? We did drop down to 17.6 right here, but 18.5 was the key level for Bitcoin ever since June, right up until we crashed down with the FTX FUD earlier this month, at the beginning of this month. And so if we're able to get above 18.5, that is going to be absolutely phenomenal. There are some really nice empty ranges here. I think that if Bitcoin is able to clear this high that we set today, right? I think if Bitcoin is able to clear this high at, where is it? 17,070 roughly. If we're able to get above that, this is going to be a very easy rise up to 17.6. I think it's a nice kind of $400 or $500 move. I know it's not enormous, but it is enough to make some really nice profits. And even above that, this is an even more empty range. I mean, I think that if we can get above this range, that we're looking at a very, very good situation in the market. I also think that if we're able to clear this does paint some really, really nice trading ranges. And if you're interested in taking advantage of that, guys, Bybit is offering you $30,000 when you sign up to Bybit using the link in the description down below. So go ahead and take advantage of that if that's something. I'm back. Go ahead and take advantage of that if that's something that you think you would be interested in. The link is down in the description down below. All you've got to do is sign up, and just you'll see where you can get those bonuses. I hope you've enjoyed this one. In the back of my Range Rover, we've got some problems with the car right now, but this will be fixed relatively soon. That's why I was supposed to be in the office right now, but it has to be done here. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this, you know what to do. Hit up the like, subscribe to the bell, all the good stuff, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.